Police officers went into an apartment that they raided, and a young boy was crying because his brother was being arrested. And they looked at that young boy and said, "Why are you crying? We'll be back to get you in a couple of years."
That's Taylor Murphy Sr., and he's describing just one of the many instances related to NYPD's gang database. It's what many are calling Stop and Frisk 2.0. This is a city council hearing in New York City. The topic that's on everyone's mind today is what many activists are calling Stop and Frisk 2.0, gang databases.
For the last couple of years, on newspapers and in press conferences by the NYPD, all we've heard is the police side of things.
Most of the news focused on the chief of detective's testimony, which was his attempt to justify the use of gang databases. It relied heavily on wide generalizations of the neighborhoods they policed, along with the prevailing fear that the crime of the 70s and 80s might return to New York. But right now we're going to focus on these two.
To state your name for the record.
This is Miss Smith.
My name is Miss Smith.
And who you're representing.
And this is Taylor Murphy Sr.
My name is Taylor Murphy. I'm representing the people.
He's lost 2 children due to the activities of NYPD's gang databases.
I'm also the father of Tayshana Chicken Murphy, a young lady that was killed in West Harlem.
Her murder directly relates to one of the major gang raids in 2014. It led to over 100 arrests, and it was all because of the 2 men who were convicted of her murder were also part of Money Avenue. Side note, Murphy later teamed up with the mother of one of the men who killed his daughter in order to form an anti-gun violence campaign called Both Sides of the Gun.
They might have been gang related, but their actions were their own actions. They were individuals. I'm also the father of a young man named Taylor Murphy Jr. Right now is currently doing 50 years to life for his alleged involvement with this conspiracy in West Harlem.
People barely out of middle school who are being added to the gang database. And there are more than one, there are several.
Just the idea of having 13-year-olds and 15-year-olds placed in databases without any help or without parents being informed about it is very troubling.
While the police department maintains that being a member of a gang is not a crime, being included on its database can have several collateral consequences. The Legal Aid Society criticized the use of gang databases, saying that they're over-inclusive and inaccurate, and they pose a lot of pre-trial obstacles for people who are inaccurately held or labeled as a gang member. In 2011, a survey of over 60 public and private defense attorneys in more than 40 jurisdictions nationwide revealed that 90% of attorneys said the question of gang affiliation had come up during bail hearings. 60% said their clients would have been released if it not had been for the allegations by prosecutors of gang affiliation. And 2/3 of the attorneys said that they had seen substantially higher bails set due to claims of gang affiliation. Want to know something weird? You don't have to commit a crime to be on a gang database. You don't even have to be suspected of committing a crime. If you meet any of the following criteria that I'm about to list, then that means that NYPD can qualify you as a gang member. If he or she admits to the membership during debriefing, or through the course of investigation, an individual is reasonably believed to belong to a gang and is identified as such by 2 independent sources, being seen at spots frequented by alleged gang members, scars, tattoos associated with gangs, gang-related documents, hand signs, colors associated with gangs, like red, blue, green, yellow, black, white, gray, purple. You can kind of see where people get a little bit uneasy about this. A known gang location can be the projects, or a bodega, or a basketball court. This is one of the biggest criticisms against it. It's too vague. Living in these neighborhoods, anyone can be a gang member.
How do you surveil a community for 4 years and do no type of intervention? In my daughter's second trial, it was a second trial, this trial of the New York State against Robert Cartagena. A Viper Room officer who watched the cameras said, and I quote, that he's seen 2 young men come out of a building with a firearm. And he also said he's seen them menace another group of individuals with that firearm. If we are supposed to be surveilling and intercepting crimes, why weren't them young men stopped? What happened was them young men were able to walk across the street, past 2 buildings, chase my daughter and my son into a building where they locked the door, where they closed the door, thought it was locked, that's a whole nother story, and caught her on the 4th floor and shot her down like a dog. Then it was a snowball effect. A chain of events that happened that led up to 103 individuals being arrested. Where is the accountability? This person seeing this on the camera and not coming to stop those individuals when they were menacing somebody with a firearm. Where is the accountability with NYPD and accepting the fact that that whole incident and this whole saga could have been stopped before it started? Why am I sitting here when I should be sitting in Madison Square Garden watching my daughter play in the WNBA? There's some real fundamental issues and there's some real fundamental flaws in what we are dealing with. And if we don't start putting integrity, morality, and the people first, we are going to have some more serious issues.